Hello and welcome to a short presentation and demonstration on the verification and count process for the local government elections scheduled this May. This presentation is aimed at candidates, agents and count staff as it provides an overview of the main stages at the count, in particular how count sheeting works for multi-member seats. The first stage is the verification. This stage is to check the ballot paper accounts with the number of ballot papers in the boxes. The ballot box content will be emptied onto the count assistant tables, and count assistants will then unfold the ballot papers and count them into bundles of 25. A second count assistant must then check the bundles of 25 for accuracy. Remember, the ballot papers must be kept face up. Every ballot box will be verified separately, and once the count assistants have finished, they will pass the bundles of 25 to the count senior to collate the totals. The totals are then checked with a control table to ensure they match the figures provided on the ballot paper account. The ballot box content will be emptied onto the count assistant tables, and the empty ballot box will be shown to the candidates and agents. Count assistants will then unfold the ballot papers and count them into bundles of 25. A second count assistant must then check the bundle of 25 for accuracy. They'll pop an elastic band around the bundle of 25 when they've finished counting. And remember, the ballot papers must be kept face up. At the close of the verification, a verification statement is produced by the control table and shared with the candidates and agents. The count team can then proceed with the counting of the votes for their allocated ward. For the local government elections, as all wards are multi-member wards, we use a counting method called sheet counting. The verified ballot papers will be shared amongst the team. Count assistants will work in pairs, with one count assistant calling out the votes cast. The second count assistant will mark onto a count sheet and summarise the total votes given for each candidate. Each count sheet, along with the ballot papers for those entries, will be given to the count senior. The count senior will collate the totals for the whole ward, including any doubtful ballot papers. One count assistant will have the ballot papers, as you'll see on the left-hand side. The second count assistant will mark the count sheet as per the photo on the right-hand side. It's important that count assistants take their time and record the votes accurately, and that attendees are quiet and respectful when observing. The ballot papers will be kept in order. All votes are recorded, and this includes what we refer to as no votes. For example, if you have a 3-member ward, an elector only votes for 2 candidates, we also record 1 no vote, so each ballot paper balances back to the 3 seats. This ensures accuracy when balancing back to the verification totals. Each count sheet represents 50 ballot papers, and each column represents 1 ballot paper. This way, the count assistants can quickly see if they tally. For example, if there are 3 seats, each column will total 3. This could be 3 votes for 3 different candidates, or a combination of candidate votes and no votes.
Jenkins, Warburton, Seater-Jones. Church, no vote. No vote. Church.
Each count sheet represents 50 ballot papers. Once a count assistant completes a count sheet, they will total up the number of votes for each candidate and any no votes.
Jenkins, Warburton.
If a count assistant makes a mistake on the count sheet, don't worry. They can simply rub out the error for the column with the mistake in and carry on. Some ballot papers cannot be included towards the candidate figures. This is normally when it is unclear and uncertain of the voter's intention. These are called doubtful ballot papers, and examples include Want of official mark. Each ballot paper has a security mark, and if this is missing, the ballot paper must be rejected. Voting for more than entitled to. This is where an elector has voted too many times in accordance to the ballot paper. For example, if they are entitled to 3 votes but mark 4 votes, the ballot paper must be rejected. Writing or mark by which a voter can be identified. This is where the elector has written on the ballot paper, and the additional writing includes information whereby the elector can be identified, such as their name or address. Unmarked ballot papers. If the voter has not voted for any candidate, this is also classed as a rejected ballot paper. Remember, this is rejected and should not be marked as no votes. And finally, void for uncertainty. If it's not clear how the voter intended to vote, this is classed as a rejected ballot paper. If in doubt, the ballot paper will be passed to the Count Senior. These will be adjudicated by the Deputy Returning Officer and in view of the candidates and agents.
Thank you.
If a count assistant comes across any doubtful ballot papers, they will just hold it up for the Count Senior to collect, or they'll pop it to one side until the Count Senior is available. Here is an example of a count sheet. Details of the ward will show on the top of the page, and this will also show the number of votes allowed for the ward. The names of the candidates will appear on the right and left hand side, and at the bottom of the list of candidates is a row to record no votes. You'll also see a box to record any doubtful ballot papers passed to the Count Senior. This ensures that all ballot papers are accounted for. Once the count assistant has tallied up the number of votes for each candidate, plus no votes, they will also add the total number of doubtful ballot papers. The count assistant will then sign the count sheet, wrap this around the ballot papers and pass to their Count Senior. Once all the ballot papers have been counted and the count sheet totals collated, we then move on to the declaration of results. The Count Senior will liaise with the control table to ensure all ballot papers are accounted for and balance back to the verification total. The official declaration of results will then be printed, and this will include the total number of votes per candidate for the relevant ward, the total number of doubtful ballot papers for the relevant ward, and a summary of any no votes. The Deputy Returning Officer will consult with candidates and agents before making the official announcement on stage. And once the announcement has been made, the results will then be published on the Cardiff Council website. Thanks for watching.